Good morning, LinkedIn friends. Happy Sunday, July 20th, 2025, here with another episode of Tech Stack Reimagined uh, with my favorite Tech Stack Imagineer, Nico Lafakis. How you doing, man?
Doing great, doing great. Love that.
Can I use that? Can I use that word in this context?
Imagineer. Yeah,
Yeah,
I suppose.
Disney
As
owned
soon as you
on that.
as soon as you said that, it made me think of the game Astroneer. I was like, yeah, I guess so. That's a thing.
Yeah. Well, we were this is how fast we're moving, folks. It was Tuesday or Wednesday. Cloud came out with all the connectors, and we got excited about that. We're like, all right, definitely doing Tech Stack Reimagine this weekend so we can show this off. And then next day, Comet AI browser comes out. It's like, okay, I guess we're showing this instead.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like it could have been so much worse if I had a pro subscription to GPT. I think because I haven't heard anything else yet, so I'm assuming that it's locked to pro for right now. But yeah, I mean the same. I want to say it was the same day that I actually got access to Comet that GPT dropped agents. And I gotta tell you, like, there's really nothing I love more than OpenAI's drops because they they go against the grain so hard and it works so well. And Sam knows that. They do they do product launch on like Thursday or Friday. Like they do it on a day that nobody would do product launch because oh my god, then you're missing the entire rest of the week. No, you don't like these are this is different. They don't want you to get mired down with work so that you're ignoring what it is that they've done. They're showing you on Friday because it's the same thing that happens to me every week. As soon as a feature drops, like, well, there goes my weekend. Right. And they're hoping that's gonna grow and grow and grow to be the case. And I think it is, but yeah, I mean
The
comic
chances that people can watch that, like, most of the viewers will be 90, like probably 90 plus percent, probably 95 plus percent, like on demand,
yeah.
right? And that's where if you hold back for whatever production, like value based reason, it just takes longer to get it out. And when you just have the knowledge sitting right there, it's like, all right, engineers, you've been working in this product for months now. We always talk about it every day. Yeah, I'm just going to have you come and talk about the thing that we're launching, and we don't need to do a ton of prep. I'm sure there's talking points. There's obviously some scripts at certain points, but it really is based on the person, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's using scripts. And that's where you just do what you can do to get the knowledge out so it gets into people's hands and they can understand, what's available to them. So that's been definitely refreshing for sure.
And the just the announcement of I'm not sure if people really picked up on this. If not, definitely start paying closer attention. So, and this is something that Sam's talked about for a while. I know that there were some people who were like confused by this for sure. Though you shouldn't be. So, what I'm talking about is as soon as Comet got released, which was is the first AI based browser, ground up AI based browser, and we'll show you like exactly what that looks like. And it's agentic and it's awesome. Same day, OpenAI announces that they're going to make an agentic OS from the ground up. Now, here's what's super interesting to me is that Microsoft has already like this is what Chris is talking about, right? What does Microsoft do? What does Microsoft do, people? They make operating systems. That's all. It's not all they do, but it's literally the foundation of the company is operating system. you would think that they would want to be at the forefront of anything to do with operating systems. And yet, what is almost a subsidiary is now about to eclipse them in the operating system. I think most people don't get that. And I don't know, Satya just didn't see it coming. And I don't think that Sam is sorry about it. And so much the better. Look, we're all heading in the same direction. As far as I see it, we're all on the we're all in the gateway walking down to the plane, and we're all getting on the same plane, right? And there are people who are complaining from the front all the way in the middle, and there's people who are really hot back in the back, and they make it up to the front. We're going to the same place, right? So it's just amazing to me though that like Sam is basically going to undermine Satya right under his nose. Because the moment that they release this, it's going to be the first. You guys realize how long it has been since you've had an option for an operating system? Most of you were born after that was a thing. Most of you were born after there was an option for browser. I think maybe 90% of you don't even know what Opera is or that it exists. Probably 30% of you don't know what Mozilla is and don't know what Firefox is. So like, it's crazy to me that there are so many companies out there who are titans. Opera is a big company. Like Mozilla, big company. Still, you're about to have OpenAI OS become probably the desktop at-home standard. But then someone's going to try it at home on desktop and see how amazing that shit is, and they're going to want to install it at work. And of course, OpenAI is going to come up with an enterprise version of it as well, because security. So yeah, that's what I see happening. I see them launching their OS. I see that devouring the entire OS market. And try to understand, it's the one ring to rule them all. So it's not going to be a case where, oh, it only works on PC and it doesn't work on Apple. Nope. It's like, I don't know if you guys know this. You can install Windows on a Mac, and you can install you can install OS on a PC. It doesn't matter. It's an OS, right? There's going to be some little bugs here and there, but you can absolutely do it. Okay, it's a thing. So
yeah, and I loved the way. First of all, I'm gonna start sharing screen here because this is one of the best podcasts I've heard. I probably keep saying that, but this is where, like, if you find yourself behind,
moonshots.
Man, there are smart people talking about this stuff every day, and if you just take a second to listen.
Are you playing something in the background?
No. I just wanted to go listen to this. Eric Schmidt, former, ex Google CEO. This is just it really should open your mind if you haven't been keeping up. You can catch up really quick just by listening to something like this, right? And he talks about the old way, which I'm not schooled in this, in dev and software and stuff. So I'd never thought about it like this. I've heard this word before used in this context, but that's what Nico was just describing. Like WIMP software, windows, icons, menus, and pointer, right? When we talk about user interface, this has not evolved in decades, right? And all the things we're talking about of interfacing differently with technology relates to the fact that this has not evolved. It's also not super intuitive. And like the voice commands. And now what we're going to show today, the nuance of how these changes are being delivered, right? And I could see the old behemoths like Microsoft are just in a spot where they built this infrastructure. They built the infrastructure of business based on industrial mindsets and the old ways. And even though they had access to open AI, and like Microsoft Office powers the business world, and they can't just remove all the support resources required
Right.
to shift completely. Now, what they can do is invest in somebody else doing it. And that's where probably what they started to do. And I would imagine, like, and obviously I'm no like Fortune 100 boardroom guy, but like, if he, like, in order, they've got to be second mouse gets the cheese, like on this one, because they've been trying to do it with Copilot, and it's just the whole system from the ground up is not built to do it. It's built for this, which is just unnecessary complexity after unnecessary complexity, because that's how clicking and like interacting with the computer has worked for so long, right?
Right.
And like what we're showing today, like you're going to have Claude and connectors, which basically brings all the software interaction into the LLM, and you're not checking the work as it's happening. You're not screen sharing, right? And then OpenAI came out with agents, where it's bringing that into the OpenAI space, but you can see what it's doing as it's doing it. You can interact that way. And then you have Comet, which is just, here's the browser. I'm going to bring the AI to the browser where you're used to working, and you can watch everything, while it's working. And it's all just like slightly different, but this idea that we're not going to have to serve any one particular way of doing things, like to get to that destination of AI assisted everything, right? It's just so powerful to think about. But this is a like this standard here is basically the opposite of MCP, like in my opinion, where it's like making everybody develop to this standard, which is built for computers and not for humans. Right.
Right. Yeah, that's how it all changes. Is that the like interface changes? Obviously, the way you work with computers changes. I've talked to a couple people, and I have heard from several professionals, and everybody seems to be on the same page, which I love, and I'm very thankful for. Which is that, yeah, by the end of the year, probably not physically interfacing with your computer anymore. Right? Probably just going to be Jarvis all the time. And I honestly, I could not be happier. Voice mode for assistant finally. Oh, is it real voice mode? Oh, guys, you don't get it. Like, this just happened, because before it was chat, and I was just like, oh my god, it would be so sick if there was voice mode, because chat mode's sick, and I wish they had voice mode. All right, let's go. So what you're looking at is Comet from Perplexity, and what's the big deal? First of all, when I installed it, George pointed this out. You almost don't have to do anything. Like, the only thing you really have to do is bring your passwords over, but actually not even, because if you do Windows Hello enabled, now all your passwords actually sync over to Perplexity too. So it was a very, like, in terms of switching browsers, it was the most natural swap I've made ever. The only hiccup, and I hate Arvin, nothing against you, bro. I'm sure that this was probably the most difficult aspect of it, and if you could have, you would have. So I get it. The only gripe, lost all my tab groups. So I do have to recreate those, which definitely sucks because I have like 20. But like it's always like, oh shit, I could build this software. All right, we'll save that and we'll come back to it later.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, most of them I probably don't need to bring over necessarily, but
Yeah,
that was the only loss.
watching you set it up alleviated one of my concerns. Is like switching costs
Uh-huh.
of having everything built out in Chrome and thinking of working in a different browser. Just it becomes very hard to like make it make sense. But the way you just signed into like Google and it brought all the stuff over, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, it's not going to be that part's covered. They covered that part.
Yeah, like I honestly I don't even need that. This is exactly what I mean. I took that spreadsheet away. I didn't need that either. This is exactly what is in Chrome. If I go over to my Chrome tab, that's exactly what it looks. Well, okay, exactly. It's got my tab groups in there, but other than that, those are the only bookmarks I have up at the top. Don't worry, people. It's ridiculously nested, so it's not oh he's so organized. Nope. It's I've just shoved it all under the carpet, so to speak.
Yeah.
So so yeah, the really nice part is that obviously it's Perplexity within your browser too. So you've got Gemini stuff. Let me see if there's you just have to open a tab, and then you've got all your Perplexity stuff there too.
Yeah.
So you can go to all
It's
your
like think
projects.
about Inception a little bit here, like all the levels, right? And this is I've kind of been waiting for this to show itself, but now, in theory, you could use the assistant to work with the other LLMs.
In theory. So I have played around with it quite a bit. I can't it won't it's weird. It will do stuff, but it won't do certain things. It seems like it can read pages, but it can't necessarily interact with them. And that begs this question of like, well, if it can't do that, how does it send emails? It doesn't. Well, no, actually, it does interact with pages because I'm going to show you because you've seen the video, and I'm going to show the viewers something ridiculous, and you're gonna shit your pants. And I showed it to Tango, and they already shit their pants. So, rightly so, because I think Tango's done. Like AI browsers kill Tango, kills Scribe, and I told those guys, I literally told Tango, if you do not get to the desktop soon, you're going to get swallowed up. And now they're dead. Right? It's like that meme, only in reverse. So yeah, I mean, this
is what we're talking about when we say it's really hard to develop a product that can outrace and outlast the bigger companies plus the LLMs, right? Like that's the thing. Like
that's what it is. It's like the wrappers are winning. So if what you have doesn't have an LLM underneath it, seriously underneath it, right? Like it. So what do I mean by that is not just here, perfect. Teamwork versus ClickUp. Teamwork just got like, I mean, when I say just like in the last month and a half, all they've put in there so far is summarize your tasks. Let me get a summary of your tasks. That's it. There's no chat interface. There's no chat bot, like nothing. Just that AI summary. Welcome to like a year and a half ago, bro. Right? Like that's the bare minimum thing that your AI should have is summary, right? Like that's just a standard. Writing emails for you, standard, right? Note taker, standard. Tasks, standard. Action items, standard. All that crap, standard. Like, don't even come to me with like, oh, it writes up your tasks and put them in your email for you. Cool, standard. Like everybody else does that. Now Comet does that. So now you're really kind of up shit's creek.
And this is why like HubSpot is so focused on the data layer, right? Because like, something like prospecting agent is cool that it can go research companies. But like
right.
if you separate it from the context of your business, So here I could have HubSpot up as like free CRM and then use the assistant to go research the company. Like, and I don't
Right.
need, there's
I don't,
so much of this outward.
I really, look, we talked about this, guys. Like, okay, I'm going to say some stuff. It's going to blow some wigs. It's probably going to piss some people off. It's whatever. We talked about this. I told you, I personally told all of you guys for like months, I told you that this was coming. I told you that eventually everyone was going to have everybody else's stuff and everyone's going to have everything. I told you that it was going to flatten the horizon for software. This is what Satya meant when he said SaaS is dead. He understood. And even Benioff understood that eventually autonomous things that can write software are going to be able to write the same features for any software. What does that mean? It means exactly what Chris said. You can either mire yourself down in credits, and I'm not trying to be an asshole. You can either mire yourself down in credits through HubSpot to go do your Breeze Intelligence for you, or you can get a $20 Perplexity subscription and ask your assistant to go do way better research in an enormous amount of sources for you. And you can, like, I've tested it. We could run it today. Yeah, to be honest with you. Let me see. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that's for the only reason. Like, if HubSpot doesn't make it easy to create 100% business context, and what we mean, like when we say unified view of the customer.
I mean, like, but the
right.
But what I'm getting at is, like, even if they did as a feature, it wouldn't to me. Now I get it. I really do. To, like, to the average non-admin, like, end user, I get it. Like, that stuff, I understand why you would rather just have it all in one box and HubSpot and stuff. It's too complicated for you to even use like two platforms at the same time or whatever. This to me is my CRM. This is my sales workspace. This is my prospecting workplace. This is my support workplace. This is where I get all my data for CCAs and for API calls and for building custom UI cards and everything. If I had Comet a week ago, I probably wouldn't have made the post that I did this past week. But yeah, like this is it for me, honestly. And, like, even on top of everything, it's like when you go to take a screenshot, it's just a natural, like, oh, hey, I can just click the screen or I can drag, right? But, like, I have the option, right? And I don't have to. Yeah.
Let's show show the people what it can do, and then we can maybe debate a couple things.
All right, let's just do like one of the easy ones, right? Hey, buddy, how's it going today?
Yep, need to share sound.
Doing great. We're actually doing a show right now, and so we're doing a demo about you, and I'm showing the audience what it is that you're capable of doing.
That sounds awesome. I'm ready to help out with whatever you need to show them. Just let me know what you'd like me to do.
All right, let's kick it off by having you go to my CRM, go to HubSpot. And what I'm doing is I just started working with a new client. So I'm going to need a, like, admin sized API key. What I want you to do is go to my HubSpot account, navigate over to settings, go to private apps, and create a private app key for me, and just basically load it up. Everything that's available that you can checkbox, do it. Every schema.
I can't directly navigate your HubSpot account or create keys for you, but I can guide you step by step on how to create that private app key with full access. Just let me know if you'd like instructions or have any specific questions about the process.
Okay, let's do this step by step. Navigate over to HubSpot.
Sure. First, you'll log into your HubSpot account. What?
Look, guys, I've got a video of this thing.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not really sure why it's crapping on me, but live demos. What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
Let's try.
I saw the video too, so I can confirm.
Can't confirm. Hey, buddy, can you do me a favor and navigate over to HubSpot for me?
All set with HubSpot. Let me know if you need anything else.
Okay, so I'm working with a new client and I'm going to need a new API key. So can you go ahead and set me up with that?
I can't generate API keys directly. You'll need to do that.
Yeah. Wait, can you navigate over to settings?
I've opened the settings for you.
No, I'm sorry. Within the HubSpot tab, can you navigate over to settings?
It looks like you're on the contacts or meetings pages. in
Okay.
HubSpot.
Yeah, just go into settings. Don't worry about it.
Sure, I can't directly navigate inside HubSpot settings, but you can click on the settings icon once you're in the HubSpot dashboard. Let me know if you need any more help.
This is so upsetting, I gotta say.
This is where we got excited about the voice mode. And that's the one variable that has changed since Nico did this successfully over the past couple days.
Now, if it works in text, see, this is very strange to me. Arvind, come on, man. You're taking my joy away. I know everybody's watching this and they're shitting their pants over a computer making an API key for me. But at the same time, Arvind, I wanted to tell it to be able to do this. I didn't want it to, have to type it out, man. My hands hurt. Carpal tunnel sucks.
It'll learn. I think this is more of a verbal communication versus written.
How do you guys like this, by the way? How do you like my new HubSpot admin?
Yeah.
Bye, Tango. Remember when I told you guys that I seriously needed you to up your game so that I could have something like this, so that I could white label it to every partner out there for you? Yeah, we could have had a beautiful thing.
I love this stop button in the middle of the screen too, just in case. But yeah, doesn't look like we're gonna need it here. But yeah, what I mean by the verbal and written, like just like human to human communication, what I've experienced with LLMs, especially when talking out loud, it's like if you don't go step by step, it can be very easy to change the emphasis on the tone and all that stuff. And if you get to the end and it hears a word and it's like, nope, can't do that. Like, all right, it just like blanks out the whole rest of the ask. And then with assistants, like they cannot get out of that framing, right? So as soon as you're like, okay, let's try the step one, it's like, no, I've already decided that we can't go down that route. So here's how you can do it though. That is one of the most frustrating exchanges. Like, it's like, no, you did this. I know for a fact that you can do this. Why are you telling me how to do it?
I know. Making me look bad in front of the wizards.
Right. But already, like, mine should be blown that it's building out a private app key here.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is, whatever kiddie stuff, but in terms of telling it to take one step. But what I love is I wish I could zoom in on the actual assistant so you could see like the text there in terms of like what it's trying to do. Yeah. Odd that it didn't do the entirety of it. I can see there's several scopes already selected. I'll click the update button to save. Yeah, I think maybe because I stopped it or something. But still, I didn't have to go and click through all the scopes like that. Like just the act of being able to type that prompt in, which by the way, when you're using it, you can actually save prompts that you give it.
Wow.
Where is it? Oh, there was. Oh, maybe it's in the chat, but not the assistant. Arvind. Or it might have been. Oh, maybe I was thinking of ClickUp. That would suck. Yeah, I think I was thinking of ClickUp. Damn. Sorry,
Okay.
guys. I've been using AI tools for like all week. I'm trying to learn ClickUp now, and that thing is a beast. It's a beast. Like if we ClickUp, I would love it if you would give us a demo account so that we could do an unboxing of all of those beautiful, beautiful, magnificent features you released. Because I got to tell you, I met with, and I take this very seriously, by the way. I met with a company that does something with note taking, and they think that they're super special because, you know, again, oh, it gets all your follow-ups and it does this, that, and the other thing, and you know, and so used it. Congratulations. You know, one of the things during that meeting that got said, the person on their side was talking to us about the features, and they said, yeah, you know, and we have these agents that work on the back end who run these automations that do these super cool things and prep your emails, blah, 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 blah. And so I said, hold on, back then you said that you have agents that run automations. I just want to clarify, because agents and automations mean two very different things to me. I see agents as like super autonomous things that I just instruct to do something and give them, you know, the settings, and they just go and do that thing all the time without me ever having to intervene again. Automations being these like one run things that, you know, just fire away and there you go. They're like, their answer practically drove me to leave the call, which was, well, you know, it's just a part of a part of that AI jargon that gets thrown around.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, if you like, that's the fastest way to lose me.
The way that you're
Fastest
using the
way to-
word agents, not
Right.
Yeah.
And again, like go back like 6 months, like you'll hear me just rail about how agent AI really shouldn't use that name, because it's really not agents. They're really just advanced workflows, and real agents are here. This is what real agents look like, that they're able to go do things for you, multiple things, right? So so we could say, check out my calendar in September. When I'll be at Inbound, find some great restaurants in the area, eat at, to do after hours, create an itinerary, because I spell horrifically. My prives. Okay. So this is what I mean by like agent, right? That it just went, it's looking at my calendar. Now it's going and it's looking up different restaurants, right? It's going to do all of this work for me, right? And because it's Perplexity, it's going to go through a ridiculous amount of resources, right? Wow, I don't really know why it went to go look at stock buyback. So that's odd. Huh. Okay, whose email should I say? Oh, I should have said, I should have given it your email, just like,
Yeah.
But I don't have to write his email address. I just have to say it's Chris. Emailing done. All right. Which I don't know why it said done before it actually sent anything. So then I get to review the email, put together a purposed itinerary for our San Francisco trip during Inbound, got the conference, what day it's going to be, dining suggestions. We're either going to go to Marlowe or The Bite or Rocco's Cafe. Oh, and then there's a bar and kitchen. Wow. Quite a few different options. And then there's links to them. So Chris will be able to go check them out. Some fun after hours ideas. Ooh, well, we'll skip. Well, I mean, we might not. We'll check out that first one. No, we won't, Isabel. Laura, we're not gonna. Don't worry about it. Bus tours. Oh, that would be cool if that's like a double-decker bus thing. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let me know your thoughts, and if you, boom. ship done. I can walk away now, right? So like that's agentic, right? That in probably
I have
less
the
than a
email
minute.
already, by the way.
Yeah, and it's showing me what it sent you now.
So I'm gonna share my screen because
And wait 1 second. Look at the breakdown here. Oh, let me just bring this over. Look at the breakdown of this. So it has limited review details, right? Pricing's not so great, but it's got great quality in the ambiance. Creative menu atmosphere, limited space though. Changing reputation. I mean, it's amazing to me. And like, I mean, obviously it's closed now or whatever, but or maybe it's actually
some support in our decision making here.
Oh yeah. If I had time for stuff like that, sure.
Yeah.
Legitimately, I'm not going to have time. Like we're going to finish with the day, then we're going to be at after hours, and like I'll just let you know right now, the after parties at a marketing conference are not like, oh shit, let's get wild.
Yeah. Yes, I'm finally going to be able to talk to this person about how the APIs are working.
Yes. Yeah, it's like, oh shit, we're done with the conference. Cool. Hey, bro, so you're going to have this AI rollout happening next month. Like, oh my God, I can't wait to talk to him about like this, that, the other feature. So yeah, I mean, this is pretty sick to me. And then like, I think this is the whole thing, right? So I can share the link of this entire.
And here's what I get. Like, pretty much right after Nico clicked the button to email, right? And this is the kind of thing, like, as people using AI start to do stuff like this, it further introduces people to using AI for stuff like this, right? And being able to provide detailed information in various different formats so that anybody that would prefer to get it via email or on social or via video, like all the different formats, you can start to do that. And we're going to see levels of communication that we've never experienced before, at least not since there was no digital, where everything had to be word of mouth or written on a piece of paper. And that was it. Those are the only two ways you can communicate. And what that does is it takes away a lot of the opportunities for confused communications, because you always know what the channels are going to be. And if it is given to you in that channel, you always know what it's going to look like, what it's going to sound like. Now, like, you have all these different ways to communicate with each other, and it's constant misunderstanding, misrepresentation of what was said. We're all seeing 8 different channels at the same time. We forget which one we saw it in. And like, this starts to overcome a lot of those challenges. And it feels like, I'm sure for most, it's going to feel like too much. But that's where, when you have assistants alongside you, like Nico's been showing, the assistant starts to understand what you like and what you don't like. And if the only way you get it is via email and you hate email like I do, now you won't have to go to your email to get it. It'll just show up in the daily briefing or in the notification in this like workspace, instead of separate from it in your email. Like, that's why people don't get out of email, whether it's Gmail or Outlook. That's why we can refer to it as like the rudimentary CRM, because people do all of their businessing out of their email inboxes, because that's where all the information is. If you've ever seen some of these salespeople that have like just 100 gig like exports of Outlook, and they like, the last thing they want to do is lose that. It's like their business, it is their personal CRM, right? And that's why it's so hard to get people to use different things, because they don't want to work out of multiple spaces. And now it's going to be easier than ever to leverage all of the point solutions and platforms that we've been asked to use and do it out of one space. I mean, this is the same reason why HubSpot is building workspaces within HubSpot. You're getting all these recommendations and this whole sidebar thing that you can expand and contract, and it's doing stuff based on the area that you're in. Like, it's like we've finally given ourselves permission to move away from the WIMP thing that I mentioned earlier. And it's just like, yeah, like drop downs and icons and clicks, like that doesn't get it done. Like, we don't want to be clicking and trying to find the thing and then waiting for the menu to fix itself because we moved over too fast and now we got to go back up to the menu and see the drop down again. This is why we say, like, if you want to spend energy complaining about the navigation, like, I mean, if it makes you feel better, go for it. But we're not even going to remember what navigation is next year. Like, navigation will be via the assistant, via your voice. Like, and that's what they're building towards. Like, the companies that say AI first, whether you like that designation or not, my interpretation of that is that they are building to make sure their software is ready for what we're seeing on the screen right now.
Let me see if I have his.
Because what you'll see is we can make purchases, we can confirm reservations, we can do all of the things from this browser agent.
I don't really. I mean, yeah, but. Oh, let's see. Caitlin. Yep, we'll do that. Still get freaked out.
Just the ability to make stuff happen always in context, in the context of your life, in the context of your daily work schedule, in the context of all the relationships you have or want to have. That's the value of a lot of this stuff. No more separation.
All right, let's see. You guys know that I love to just throw the gauntlet at these things to find out what they can't do. So first, remove a meeting off my calendar. Second, remove several meetings off my calendar. Third, take a look at some stories that are going to be happening around that time so that we can talk about it when we do Value First AI on Friday, and talk about like whether those things came around. Then email all of that stuff over to George and Chris and send them the itinerary, without the cat club thing on it. And oh yeah, and also to my wife. And then, I'm looking to find a really good mic that I can use so that when I'm like, stuck being whatever 10 rows back, and I'm trying to capture the audio for transcripts and stuff, that it's not capturing like everything and somebody's purse jingling and keys and all that kind of crap. So, see if you can find that, and then go to Amazon, see if you can find them on Amazon, and then bring me back the top 2 that you find on Amazon, right? And then I want to meet with a couple of people from HubSpot. So I want to meet with Caitlin. So pop a calendar invite on there and see if we can send one to her. And then see if we can do that, then see if we can do it for Grant Carlisle, and see if it can differentiate the meetings so that they both happen on Thursday, but one in the morning and then one in the evening. Let it rip. I mean, this would be really great if it actually can. Search calendar, you got it. Oh, baby. And away they go. Sweet. What's going on there? Oh, okay. Perfect. So it's giving me the option of the different events that I need to cancel just to make sure. Right. So here's my human confirmation. So yeah, definitely want to get rid of that. Get rid of that. That one, and that one. Oops. Huh. Got rid of some of them, but not all of them. Oh, there we go.
Yeah. So it's the same one. It's showing Monday.
Yeah. It's not really.
And that's why it's not deleting the rest of the week.
That's what's odd. Yeah.
Yeah. So almost.
Yeah, but it's stuck now. Stuck in a loop, Arvind.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm not trying, man. I'm not trying to shit on your thing at all. It's honestly.
You asked a lot of questions.
Yeah, I know. Like I asked it to do quite a bit. All right, so let's not try to delete meetings. Let's go one step after that. Yeah, I have to mention that. So Anthropic's worth $100 billion now. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Wow. Yeah. GPT-5 will definitely be out by then. Google has 3D video conferencing.
Microsoft is rolling out expanded Copilot AI agent.
Woo!
Across Dynamics 365. Ugh.
I mean, God, man. Like, what? Who cares, bro? Like, who cares?
Oh, man.
Quantum AI, probably, by Q4. Main topics for wrap-up: speculation of agent autonomy. Yeah, we know all that. It did remove the cat club.
Thank you.
Top 5. Next steps: remove unnecessary stuff. I'll get started by remembering it. So yeah, market cap on, well, and then like, I mean, you can see it from the tab. Market cap on Nvidia is approaching $6 trillion. Right? Like that's, I think it's, I don't know. I think that puts it at like 5 trillion right now. It's trying to go back to that initial thing.
So why is it like, what are all those guests?
They're all people in Sprocketeer. It's a group meeting. So
the weekly one.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's showing you who else is in the meeting or whatever. But oh man, so and it's getting tripped up on the entire chain.
Yeah.
All right. So let's clean this up. We're going to just start here. And we'll try a whole new chat. Okay. But yeah, look, they were saying that the first like AI based $1 million company, sweet, it's the one I already have, is nice. That's what I want, man. I want a directional mic. So I have one I have this cordwood and it's a shotgun mic. I have to test it because I don't think it's
USB-C's right there.
Yeah.
You just plug it into the bottom of the phone.
Yeah, it's real sick. So you just get a female male adapter and then you can like actually have it to point it around and stuff. That's really sick. Wow.
Can you send those to me in email?
I'm sure I can. I don't think you have to read them to be able to send them, right? I guess maybe it gathered it to try to pull together like, hey, these are the majority of Chris related emails to get the right email address. Maybe. All right, cool.
And maybe like contextualize it somehow.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that makes sense. To be able to write in the email like the text that I would have sent you otherwise. That's interesting. Do you want to send it to anybody else or review the options again? Let me know. Thanks, buddy. It's accurate. It was helpful.
This is so good.
I know. Like, I mean, I know that we're showing like pretty silly stuff. I actually did want to see if I don't know if my account actually has the ability to do this. I can't make landing pages and I can't make an email. All right. Let's see. Can I do it here? Hey, can you make me an email and a landing page that both match each other and have something to do with marketing the AI based stories that we've been talking about? Yes, I really hate typing. That's just the way it is.
You remember when, I'm sure it still is, words per minute
Oh, yeah.
was an important stat on the job application.
And you know what I noticed, at least when I was still using Whisperflow, was that there was a grade given for words per minute that you could speak as opposed to typing.
Yeah.
Which mine was like, that was ridiculous. I really did love that app. If it wasn't so buggy on Windows, I'd still be using it, but oh well. I found one that's way cheaper. It was like made back in, who knows, like 1990, probably, looking by the interface, and works 1,000 times better. So what are you going to do? And no, it's not just in this box. I could actually do it here if I wanted to. It's just, right now it's over in the box, and that's where it's going to land. Okay. So yeah, kind of. Oh, okay. Yep. I wasn't specific enough on that. That's my bad.
Have you been able to play with it in relationship to spaces at all? Like, can it take into account?
Yeah. You know what? No. And I should. Let me see. Oh yeah. So this is the first time. Oh man. That lets me down like immediately, Arvin, that I can't run two agents at the same time. That's exactly what I was about to go do.
Because that's where, like, if it always was working out of the context of a specific HubSpot portal, then you wouldn't have to give it that context.
Ruh-roh. Did you just log into my Google account? And you tried to log into what? It wouldn't do this the other day. When it got to a login, it came back and was like, hey man, you got to do this for me. I can't log into your stuff. Yeah, wow. That's hilarious. I think if I would have told it exactly where to go in the menus, it probably would have been able to go carry it out. But to your point about that, I actually do have a project that I was working on. And I don't think I tried the assistant with it. I think I just tried the project itself. Close this real quick.
Because like spaces, for those of you who have not used Perplexity, is like projects in GPT and Claude.
Yes, I am building this app out. You'll see it soon.
Pennies to bennies.
This would be awesome. Please. Yes. Oh, you guys have no idea. You have no idea how, oh man, how awesome this is. Are you actually reading the project though? I can see these like delayed. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, but you're using personal search. So I imagine that that's within the project. Let's see.
So this is where if we were in the Perplexity app, it would have given specific citations towards things in the project or in the space.
Right. So
So
normally, like the reason, oh, love that. The reason I'm doing it here, this is Perplexity's image generator, is because otherwise, like these are all separate searches that were done for like very specific things, and or like specifically related financially to like the app that I'm trying to build. So my intention, to Chris's point, was to at first I wanted to see if like just having Comet would be able to do it. So I tried doing it just in the normal thing. I for whatever reason did not think to have the assistant try to do it. Nice, super clean. That's what we're going for sure. That's definitely what we're going for. So do you think you could build the MVP for this? Marvin, I don't know what to tell you, bro, but like some stuff, right? No. I mean, yeah, you could like obviously copy paste if you wanted to, but not exactly how I wanted to go about it. Let's try it this way. Help you design it. Let's see. Yeah, so that kind of sucks. That is like, so that's a drawback, and that's what I was wondering is like, would you be able to fill up a project with data and then query that like, so you can query this project for information about it. Of that I have no doubt. Whether you can like actually, so like it's the tools, right? The assistant just needs the tools that are in labs, and then it could do that.
You have to activate labs.
Yeah. So that's a thing, is like, all right, if at some point I'm sure it's going to have tools that enable it to, I mean, it's already got an image gen, so I'm sure it's coming, the rest of it, but still for what it is. And again, being able to like just operate the web differently, right? Like you could see that I have tabs open and I don't go anywhere. I just kind of hang out with my assistant and let the assistant go do the stuff. So like even how I search or interact with the web has drastically changed. Like,
I don't know. Can you do the audit of the Value First portal?
Let's see. I hope I don't have to like double log in on this one. Yeah, damn. Well, at least I don't have to use the key. I don't know. I used to like the Google key, but like now it's, I don't know. You don't have to. It's a passkey.
Yeah.
Yes.
We did announce an update this week that HubSpot's redesigning the login experience.
Good.
It's been rough. They've added all these different ways to authenticate.
Okay, so what was it? Oh, we wanted to run a
Audit. You'd shared that
oh
you
yeah,
did
so
this.
yeah, so you can do this. You can do it to collect data, which is obviously what most people do audits for. But just so that you're not under the assumption that you can like grab data from one page and go put it somewhere else. No, but you can like research the data. So please audit for amount of users. Invites, let's say permissions. Number of contacts, companies, number of deals, assigned deals, number of contacts, companies without deals. I don't, we have that. I mean,
Custom
tons of
object.
stuff, right?
Custom objects. And different pipelines related to all the objects. And just say any other custom pipelines in the portal. I want to see what happens. I have a next step that I'm planning to ask for.
I was going to say it's going to be using one of them. Here we go. I just want to see the page where the magic's going to happen.
Yeah.
Odd because it's doing it virtually, so it kind of sucks because normally you'd see a browser that is like in motion doing it.
Yeah.
Like we did before. So it kind of sucks. But you can see barely. I wish I could. Can you just zoom in? Let's see. Oh, sweet. Okay.
I see you, Riley. I haven't accepted the invite yet.
That's nuts that I even have to do that. Wow. Try to zoom in. The things I do for you guys. I can't see the rest of the show right now. This is literally all I can see. But at least you guys, yeah, I'm seeing what you guys see. So I can't even see the rest of my screen or anything. But at least you guys can see that it's actually navigating. It's clicking through drop downs. It's going through like aspects of the CRM.
What are the limits on this?
Bro, I wish I knew. Right? I mean, obviously what we just found out, right? Like you can't delete stuff off your calendar.
I mean, like usage wise, like
usage rates? I don't think there are any. I really don't.
That's
and
insane.
So is it? Because I was just like, so I was talking to a colleague yesterday, right? Again, guys, you got to realize like this is why this is so much of a revolution. Okay. What's happening now, like on screen, okay? Realistically, all you're watching, and I know this is a very, very, very simplified breakdown, so I apologize, but essentially what you're watching is an LLM interacting with Puppeteer and running Puppeteer in order to take actions. Now, it's doing more than that because it's also actually interacting with the screen and it's able to click on stuff. Again, those are all things that are possible like through coding, right?
These are like, it's changing,
but it's
columns
screenshotting like seriously fast. Right.
Index pages. I notice it's trying to see number of associated deals.
Right.
there's a lot of users and even admins sometimes, the accidental admins that don't know how to do what it just did, right? To manage views. One of the most powerful things about HubSpot compared to other systems is the ability to customize your own views and not be locked out and have to ask admins to do it.
And I got to tell you, this to me, like, again, HubSpot, you guys know that I love you. I love you like there's no tomorrow. And if I didn't love you, I would never complain about you, right? You only roast the ones you love. So I gotta say, when I was building a custom UI card, I've never been so frustrated more in my entire life. And that wasn't because like it was so very difficult. It was only difficult because there was no information to be found. Nothing. You can find I have information for like every other HubSpot thing you can possibly think of, right? In terms of what's in the system and what the system can do and things of that nature, knowledge base, dev docs, that kind of thing. But even if you go into the dev docs for UI components, I get it, it's in beta. But even if you go into the docs, there's nothing in there that's like, here's how you do this from start to finish. Or like, hey, here's how you get this working. It's all like, hey, run this command that downloads this stuff that you then don't necessarily know how to change or why or how, or like what you're supposed to do with it. And it just gets more complicated from there. Honestly, I know for developers, you guys are laughing and you're like, what? Really? It's crazy simple. Again, if you just like what it felt like to me as an experience was like, hey, so you want to make a pizza? Cool. Here. So step 1, make the dough. Step 2, make the sauce. Step 3, get the cheese. Step 4, bake your pizza. Step 5, enjoy. That's what it felt like. And I'm sitting here on the other side like, okay, look, I have flour and eggs. Do I need water? Am I mixing this in a bowl? Am I doing it on my countertop? And then am I using Roma tomatoes for the sauce? Regular tomatoes? How long do I cook the sauce? Am I leaving the skins on? Do I take the skins off? What happens there? And then are we using mozzarella cheese? Different types of cheese? Don't know. How long do you bake the pizza for? On the rack? Off the rack? What, so
And
that's the kind of thing.
And here's the question that HubSpot is answering in ways that not everybody appreciates. And this is what AI first means. Are they focused on enabling Nico building stuff in HubSpot right now? Or are they focused on enabling AI to build stuff and manage HubSpot? And for me, AI first means the latter. Like they are building for an AI accessing everything world so that it connects to the context of salespeople selling 100% of their time. Like never adminning the system, always doing the human to human stuff that we know salespeople need to do.
Right.
Right. And so that's where, until like without documentation, like even in the way that they have to like enablement, either in the form of documentation or accessibility of APIs, and things like that. Like right now, you're having to choose between enabling a human and enabling AI in a lot of ways, because each one of those avenues requires resources to go build the document and build it in a certain way. And that's what all of these like legacy companies are dealing with, that challenge right now, because the 250,000 customers that HubSpot has, 249,000 of them are built in the old way, like in using the system in the old way. Even the new users still got people learning how to do marketing emails and use CRMs for the first time. And they're coming in, they're buying into licensing and none of the AI first stuff. They might not even hit that AI enabled button in the settings, right?
Yep.
So at that side, Adam Sand's got a good question here. Have you guys seen Warm Wind or Skyburn? I'm not sure what those are, so I'll let Nico take that one.
I haven't seen Skyvern, but I have seen Warmwind, and Warmwind is the same. Remember we looked at Ace. Let me find this because it was from. Whoops.
And I got the results that I wanted, so we'll definitely come back to that for my next request.
Here we go. General agents. So I signed up for this like way a long time ago, and still have not gotten into it yet. But I believe what you're talking about is very much like this, right? Warmwind is again, this is what I was talking to Tango about, right? It's the whole thing of like, oh yeah, here's what was I talking about? You guys ever seen Claude before, right? So let me do yep, that's connected. All right. Hey buddy. Please open.
Oh, Warmwind OS.
Yeah,
I'm seeing on my side.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So it's an OS. Wow. Last I saw, it's still waitlist though, right? It's not actually available yet, is it? Do I have to go over there? Hold on a second. Last I heard, it was still in beta. Yeah, it's still in join list. But is it an OS? It kind of looks like that. I mean, yeah, the windows look
Yeah.
Wow, that's gonna be tough. That's gonna be tough. Oh, it's over. You can't do that, guys. Like, you can't do that. You can't wrap an OS, man, because you're trying to wrap foundation. You cannot wrap foundational software. You have to wrap accessory software. I mean, I guess you can do foundational, but your OS has to be, think about it, right? Like, customizing software is one thing.
It's comparing.
Is it?
Like, the value of Warmwind OS is that it can use real world applications.
Yeah, no, I get that, but OpenAI is going to have its own OS. So how does Warmwind compare to that? You know what I mean? Like, they have the name, and Warmwind doesn't.
Well,
so you're trying to compete against a giant.
That's the window of time they have. Like, this value prop only exists for like weeks at this point, maybe a couple months.
Yep.
Right.
Like, if you have a software project, launch it immediately. Like, get it done now, yesterday, and get it out there, because the sooner you can make a name for yourself, the better. I have never brought up Warmwind, admittedly, because it's not a thing. It's not out yet. We had already looked at Ace, which I absolutely like. I mean, you can see how fast this is moving, right? If it actually dropped, I wouldn't give a shit about anybody's operating system. I really wouldn't. Like, legitimately, all I'm looking for in an AI-based operating system is something that I can talk to and not have to use my mouse and keyboard with. That's it. If it can Jarvis, I'm going to buy it, right? If it can't Jarvis, I ain't going to buy it, right? Like, I don't know what else to tell you. It's just not quite as valuable to me as it could be, right? I love where this is going. And can run apps. That's what makes me think it's not an OS.
I mean, run apps in the same way a human runs apps from an OS.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. Got it. Look, I dig it. And this is definitely what's coming. It doesn't matter to me who does it. Doesn't matter, like, who's, again, we're all on the same plane, going to the same destination.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, this stuff is awesome. Yeah, and for you, those of you guys who don't know, if you are anywhere near the housing space, and you don't know Adam Sand, get to know him. He is one of the like most tech first, tech forefront people I have seen in that space. Blew my mind when I met you back in 22. And just what you were, I mean, like the only person I know that was like talking about like preventative sensor technology in homes to like keep homes from not necessarily like if your home caught on fire or if there was a weakness in your attic or if your attic was leaking or something like that. Like they had all these badass like sensor type technologies that nobody had at the time, which I'm sure now backed by AI is even more ridiculous than it was then. But
Right.
yeah, like he's absolutely right.
Yeah, what he mentions here, most home service businesses have lead sources like Angie's List and Google LSA. These platforms want you to go on their platform and respond to the leads. Problem is that we want the source of truth to be HubSpot, right?
Yep.
But they make it hard to get the lead out. Everybody makes it hard to get it out, whatever it is,
It's not an OS.
right?
It's a workspace.
Right. But
Okay.
that's where it's like, if you decide, like, do we get buried in what an OS actually means? Like, this is where
Yeah.
when Chrome first came out, they still have Chromebooks and Chrome OS, and it's just like whatever you need to do to get the person to open up the browser and do the work there instead of wherever else, they were doing it. It's how I'm thinking about this.
Mhm.
But to Adam's point, like once you overlay the browser, and then an assistant can go into all the places, and before you know it, like then add the information into HubSpot because they're using your login to get the information. It's an interesting piece of, like, you still need to pay for the login or the licensing of the SaaS application, but you don't have to use the UI like to be enabled by it. So that kind of, like, so much of what you pay for in a lot of these systems is advanced UI and visualization and reporting and all this stuff that you won't have to use anymore. So when it's just a database that you need access to, like even HubSpot is a free CRM. Like you can load data into that. And that's where having the assistant do a lot of this work for you to automatically bring this data together. Like the assistant itself is the thing that is you're interfacing with. So you could have a system of data truth that spans across like 10 apps. If the assistant is the one that's creating the source of truth in the moment. And this is how I talk about, source of truths when people talk about single source of truth. If you've got a sales team and a customer team and you've got an operations team and you integrate the systems because you need a unified view of the business, you need a unified view of your customers. Guess what the customer team's not doing? They're not going into the ERP. They shouldn't be. If they're in sales and marketing, they're almost certainly not. So the source of truth for them needs to be the customer focused system, which is HubSpot. The source of truth for the operations team, it's in the system that they use. So like the system itself is the source of truth, no matter how many apps are in it. And this is why the data layer of context is becoming so important and why HubSpot's focusing on that. The ability to create unified contextual views of your data is paramount, because if you can create that space, now AI doesn't have to do it as much work to do it for you. And once you run this, I'd love for you to go back
Okay.
to the HubSpot audit, because there's a specific step that first I just want to see if it can do it. But if it can, it like covers a gap that most every admin has. So go to settings, the settings tab.
That's which is. I tell you, I don't actually go that often. I wish I could remember just which conversation it was then, to be honest. It sucks about doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It's in the assistant. It's not even in.
Right. And it might still be up on the settings, on the HubSpot settings tab.
Oh, true. My bad.
There we
go.
go.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah. So now, like, of course, we say thanks. And I'll just say the total companies is correct, even though in my account, they are called accounts and not companies. So it got that
I knew
correct.
what I meant.
Right. And now, so we see all these custom objects, which is interesting. It's showing
Things that tickets is custom.
It's showing object library objects like courses and appointments as custom objects,
Which actually makes sense.
Yeah, all I care is that it's capturing. I mean, it does show opportunities here, which okay, it's just giving us a list of all the objects,
Yeah,
custom objects right here.
Yeah, with the exception of
opportunities.
Yeah.
Right, which are companies and deals. So now, and the reason I wanted to include pipelines is now I want you to ask, like, can you give me some process maps, like based on how you think like the objects interact with the pipelines and each other? Because this is the document.
No, this is a Claude thing.
Well, you gave.
Oh, if you wanted a written one.
I mean, yeah, a lot of times I do it written in Claude first.
Okay.
But it's creating a chart here. So
I do it, yeah.
I'm curious just what it.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So obviously, almost no instructions of what kind of visual we wanted, right? But that's where it doesn't take much instruction to decide on your templated how you want things to be structured and mapped, like which language you want to use. So often in Claude, we're saying like use mermaid language to do the map.
Right.
This kind of stuff is missing for most admins, right? And the hard part has been like, usually so I'll just share, like when we're doing scoping processes, it's asking all the questions with the client about how their process works. And sometimes we're going through HubSpot, sometimes not. And then the recording of that comes into Claude and map it out, give us the data model, et cetera, et cetera. Like that's the part that should be so easy to do now. And if you can have something like Comet here, just go take a look at the portal and identify. This is how audits work, right? I mean, you go and look for specific spots of HubSpot, and then that tells you, okay, how many what kind of custom properties are there? How much are they used, right? And then you relate that, you can make assumptions on what the process looks like. The documentation of that has taken a long time in the past, and that's a lot of what you're paying for when you do get audits. Now you're clicks away. Like that's the learning curve we're talking about. It's not just, oh, great, like Comet can go see how many records there are in HubSpot and what kind of objects are in use. Once it has that context, now what? Now what kind of maps? Now what kind of insights can you get from it having that information? Because I can tell you what, just popping out that audit as is and giving it to the customer and say, hey, we did an audit, that's not insightful for anybody. Like, it doesn't help. It's like, oh, great. You can see the same HubSpot I can see. Now what? Daily Task Organizer app.
I just want to see, like, is it a shortcut to Claude Code? Oh, yes. So for those of you, I've since redone my instructions on Claude so that he's a bit more, I don't know, tamed down, I guess. So basically, he is to now approve plans with me before he goes forward with anything.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, while you got this up, I want to
Yeah.
show the extensions, since just to show people what's up, like add connectors. So this is what we were talking about at the beginning of the show. Like, you can connect all the stuff more and more and more to this app, to Claude directly, right? And if you don't want to go into all the different apps anymore, you don't have to.
Have to do it. Have to do it.
So originally, we were going to figure out how all these connectors work today, but then Comet came out.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got desktop extensions. This is where it's like an OS overlay. I mean,
I don't know if this, like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if that means that it's only for Apple, but that would be weird. If it was, I don't know why it would be available for Windows if it wasn't.
Yeah.
But then this reads specific to Apple Notes, so it's like, all right. But yeah, you've got Figma in here. Not that I love it, but it's whatever. Stripe, if you need to do anything with finance, and then of course Windows MCP, so you can control your PC. Canva, you can actually pump out designs in the artifact, and it does actually export. Calendar, it's all like it's all really nice. I'm not gonna knock it that much, but while it's really nice, it's also really slow. Because it's MCP. So, and I know that they're under like bandwidth constraints or whatever, but I don't know. It's as slow as keyboard and mouse was, when they first released it. So it hasn't been that sped up. It's not quite Manus, but let's see.
Yeah. And I think like they're probably not be surprised if they're focused on speed.
Right.
Versus just
accuracy.
Connecting all the stuff in successful ways, because these are all different apps. So even though we can standardize through MCP, a project management tool works very differently from Canva, right? But then if we come here and we use this, we run into token limits and
yes. Yeah, we will.
So all these things that you can, this is the learning curve we're talking about. Like, all the tools are there, just like the 17,000 software, apps are there. Like, go pick one. You start winning with them once you start using them effectively, right? And that's where browser looks to be the easiest way to use AI assistants right now, because you don't it's not a change in interface. Right? You're just looking at the same websites you've always been looking at in the same format, even the way you can bring your bookmarks in, and just such a lot less friction to starting to play with it and understand the power. But through all these things, this is what the point of this show like reimagine the tech stack because you have more control and more
The only,
create.
the only reason I'm stopping this is just because this is the down. So like, this is a great example. Okay. So like trying to get MCP to do that, right? Quite the pain in the ass. So let's go over to Comet. Not that I need Comet to go do this, but I guess I could if I really wanted to. I don't know. Oh, let me. This would be awesome. Oh, you know what? Never work hard if you don't have to.
Yeah, this would be the part that like the bridge I'm waiting for is AI assistance, like being able to use generative platforms in front of your face,
Right.
right? Like a lot of these APIs you can connect together, or that's how they naturally work. But
Don't mean to yell at you. Okay.
yeah, a visual, basically a visual representation of things like N8N, where you build a bunch of backend to support agents working together in the background.
Yeah.
But like if you could just watch it here, which again, like maybe next year I don't even care to watch it. Like just want it to work.
No, that's the plan, buddy.
And even this high Nico stuff on every website, every like platform.
Right.
One of the most misunderstood things about business websites is the need for like self-service portals and contextualization and personalization. That's why traffic is getting crushed. Like business websites do not provide personalized experiences no matter how easy or affordable it is to do it now. And all of these the new way of creating interfaces, like table stakes is basically saying hi Nico at this point. Like, even in HubSpot, right? The HubSpot homepage is there, right? And doing it. And not just first name, like when I can't sleep at night and I hit Claude at like 2:30 in the morning, and it's like, hey, night owl.
Right.
I was like, hey man, you get it. Like that's
I mean,
a thing. Like it doesn't
I'm not gonna
obviously it's
lie.
the same thing, but it's like, oh, you get me. And we're just like,
Yes. And I mean, like the other day I opened up Claude on web. I was a little surprised, kind of a little surprised by this. Opened up Claude on web and it said coding again. And I was just like, yeah, of course, because I wouldn't be back here if I wasn't. But shit.
right.
Let's see.
And I don't think it's ever been off-putting. Which is right, which is like personalization on
No.
most websites, and even like emails, and like you more often get the like, this person doesn't know me at all. Like,
Right.
why would they have said that? Or it goes too far and like copies the sentence from my description on LinkedIn. And it's like, oh, I love the way that you help businesses transform their marketing, sales, and customer service. It's like, I'm sure you do love the way that I do that. Like, it's like reading robot voice on a page. And the robots are already doing better than you. Like, that's like it knows. Yeah, that would be weird if I said it that
Yeah,
way.
see, that's the only thing that that's the only thing it can't, like, it's a weird thing. So to your point, right? That's what I'm waiting for too. So, again, this is where like Warm Wind, Tango, like some of these come into play, but man, again, it's already here, right? Like he's already in market. So for Arvin to do that next step of like, okay, well now we want to give it like click into stuff, which is just odd, right? Because it can click through sites and it can click into menus, but it won't type stuff in. And I'm not quite sure why that limitation exists yet. I can't put it together.
So it still has to back end, like, so when it was doing stuff for you in HubSpot, it's still using the API.
I think
Right.
no, it was clicking around pages because the information that it gave us, I don't think that you could.
I mean, like changing information.
What do you mean? Oh
Like,
yeah, no, updating.
yeah, it has
Well,
to
it
use the,
created
use
the
the
app
key.
key.
That's true.
Let me
That's
see
true.
if I can. Now, can we edit what we made?
I mean, where my mind goes is like, all this is the bridge is like you start figuring out how to use, Replit with the assistant sitting right next to you. And you can ask it to check out what's happening and like get advice from a different like third party. So like if I'm in HubSpot using Copilot there and starting to like fill in all the gaps on either side is where my learning curve mind like wants to go. I can't wait until I get into this. Like how many times I have to tag Perplexity and show off their stuff before they let me into the comment. They said that in the email. They're like, "Hey, you want to get in faster? Tag us." I'm like,
Yeah,
all
just
right.
tag us. Tell them on social.
You have been tagged.
See, like and it can change the name here. So I don't know why.
Yeah.
See, it can't select all, right? It can type stuff into a field or like put stuff in there. Oh. Okay. Well, don't use the random name generator.
This is it getting frustrated with the HubSpot UI. I like can't fathom why.
Well, it looks like it's trying to run some type of, I imagine, some type of Python or some script on the back end for it to be able to select all, delete. But I guess that might not be a thing that it can do, perhaps. So yeah, to Chris's point, it's if there was a clear button in there, it'd be flying through this. So it's actually a good example of what we were talking about earlier when we say that things are going to get redesigned for AI, right? Because if they are moving around and clicking through stuff, everything needs to become more intuitive. It needs to be like super simple where instead of generate a new random name, okay, fine. And then another button, either another text link either here or here that says clear. That simple. And then all of a sudden, the AI can do a lot more in here, right?
Right.
Well, same thing. Next to
like,
any text field, basically, you're going to have some type of clear function, right?
I mean, I think it just turns into one option and like generate a new name and like is the only thing. Like,
oh, you just tell
like
it to generate a new name and
one
go.
way to do input, and like even all the character limits, like things, like all that stuff is just gonna go away. Like,
yeah, probably, yeah,
because you won't have like humans who decide to like put a paragraph in
yeah,
when they shouldn't, Like,
yeah, it'll probably come up with some type of shorthand that's better than we could possibly imagine, right?
right. Even like, because I mean, you want that entry because maybe you're going to give it a contextual name for the API, or it's got to follow a naming convention.
Mm-hmm.
The assistant will know the difference of like, oh, what are we using this key for? Okay, we can just come up with a wildcard name, or we need to follow this naming convention like the rest of the API keys.
Right.
Or humans don't need to worry about the names, so I'm just going to put in some like 10-digit code so the AI can know which one is which. It's like, just go do your stuff, human. Like, stop worrying about API keys already. Like, just wait for the day where the assistant is up on the right and it sees you start to type the key in. Be like, what are you doing? Like, that's me. I'm supposed to do the API stuff. Like,
I love this, like being able to like query a review and get the detailed like takeaway from it.
yeah. I mean, this thing, like, you hear about one person shops opening up and just getting big fast. They get the shortcut. Like, thanks for everybody else doing all the work, figuring out best practices, and don't overthink it. And people like, and be okay. Like, if you want to start your own thing, don't figure out brand new frameworks just because you feel like you have to do that part to differentiate. It's like, no, do stuff that works and get to it faster because you're using AI.
That's interesting.
What's
So
that?
if you're on this and you just want to like, I don't know if it actually clears it or what, but like when you control R here, it seems like it creates like a new context window, but you can go back to the most recent thing. I'm not quite sure what it is. I think maybe it's like a means of compressing the conversation. I know a lot of agents and a lot of platforms have that where it's like, okay, let's compress what's going on here. Let's see.
The vibe that I'm getting is that it tries to contextualize based on the page that you're on.
Yeah, yeah. Bingo. Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah, so I think if you get access to this, just start finding the things that you feel like you spend too much time on, or you feel like you should do more of and you just don't, like, for some reason. Like, if you've always wanted zero inbox to be a thing, like, this is how you get there, or this is how you give yourself permission to not ever get there, because you won't need to manage the email inbox anymore.
And I like, just for reference, I guess, the reason that I throw like extra stuff in there, because it obviously doesn't need to know the schedule of the show, but for me, it's like, hey, if you're going to be my AI browser and you're going to you're going to be like whatever, remembering stuff about me, same thing as like an AI operating system. Then
It's a different Chris, just so you know.
Oh, is it? Wow, it is. Dude, that is cool that I can.
I mean, this email editing,
It doesn't do
like in the sidebar here.
right, like just being able to do that, right?
Right.
Value first. Is it just value first, or is it value first marketing? Or can I just do
Convenientmessage.com if you want to do the one you've been sending to.
Cool. So we're going to send you a story about this multimodal AI company, OpenAI's GPT agent, latest AI forms from industry, about Mistral. Wow. Wow, they caught up, huh? I mean, Gamma's not really something for that, but so it's like imagine this, not that I would, but people are going to, so like you shouldn't really, I mean, for now people are going to get bent up about it, but again, just let it go, I guess. I don't know. You know, if I'm somebody's media assistant or whatever, social media assistant or something, like this is what I'm doing for you. If you're asking me to like go research your newsletters and shit every week or whatever, or research your podcast content or something, like that's what I'm doing. It's not a snowball's chance in hell I will continue to spend a ton of time doing separate pages. Like, even imagine how, you could say lazy all you want, just imagine how much of an evolution it is and has been that we went from LLMs being able, I mean, realistically, you being able to do a Google search, but then you have to go manually read through the data, manually put the sources together. LLM being able to do the search for you. You no longer have to manually sift through the data. You can get a summarization of what's in there, but you still have to make the request. You still have to actually put the stuff together. You still have to review the summary. Now, and then deep research. So you can go do deep research. It's extremely accurate. So you're definitely extremely less likely to get anything incorrect because it's all based off of like actual legit sources. But you know, it takes a little bit, and then you guys, I mean, sift through this monumental report that you got to get through, right? Or I can just tell it to go do all that and email it to Chris and like put the newsletter together and all that kind of shit, right? And what's more, I haven't even screwed around with it, but I'm really sure that you can actually personalize the assistant, like system instruction wise.
Yeah.
So I can actually have it like tailored enough that, I don't know, say it writes like me or whatever, like enough of that and that type of instruction, to be able to do it like that free and easy. And I mean, just even after using this for like 2 days, I texted Chris and I was just like, yeah, I need this on my phone. Right. Because it would just be all too easy for me to go wherever I'm at, do a transcription, put it in my phone, tell Comet to go check out stuff online related to it, all this kind of stuff, and then just email it over to Chris without me having to go open up a single app. Just being able to give, like, if Comet was the AI assistant on my phone, right? Just being able to say all like, hi, Google, you own my phone with Gemini. Here's idea before Comet does it, or OpenAI. So it'd be cool if I could just talk to my phone and have it go handle all my applications and do that for me, right? Even if it had to come back and send me a notification from each app of like, hey, your research is done, you know, review your next action, right? So like, it's just like this, or just like Manus, where all of those things are listed actions like operator, and it goes and does an action and then comes back for the confirmation. That's all I want. So I should only ever have to open my phone to just hit confirmation like 2 or 3 times based on a notification that I can preview exactly what, not the whole thing, but I can preview enough to understand whether or not it did the job. Because like Replit, it can come back and give me just a list summary. I did this, I did this, I did this, right? And that lets me know, like, did it actually do the job, right? And then if so, it's kind of like a text message where it has yes or no at the bottom, and I just hit yes, and it moves on to the next thing. And I never even unlock my phone. Can you, Google? Can you please? Can you please, bro? You own the software, you own the model, you own everything. Please, Sundar, get your head out of your ass, bro. Please. God damn. Microsoft, you own I would buy a mobile phone with Microsoft's OS on it if you could do that. But no, you decided to go AI first on a tablet. Look, AI tablet. No one gives a shit. No one cares, bro. No one's even buying your tablet to begin with. Like the Surface, like who? Come on. I'm not going to buy a new laptop just to go play with your stuff. You have it already. It's all the you can upgrade the software. There's nothing that is stopping you from doing that. There's nothing that is stopping you guys from weaving this shit into every aspect of your software. Nothing that's stopping you except yourselves and your own levels of creativity. And if that's a problem, holy shit, ask your language models. Imagine that. If you can't figure it out, just ask your own models to do it for you. Because like that's how bad it's getting at this point. That from an end user perspective, I don't know how many companies I have talked to, sat down, and if you guys want to, more than happy to do it. I don't care that I don't work for you, happy to do this for you. Sat down and talked to at least 4 or 5 companies that do AI tools. They ask me to review their stuff. And when I come back, I ask them about 8 or 9 questions about features I wish it had but doesn't have, and their heads explode. And I sit there and wonder to myself, how did you build this software and not think about this potential use case? Like, did you even bother to ask people or poll people about what could be done with this software, or if they wanted something and like what they would use it for? Doesn't seem like it, because you built it for a use case that no one gives a shit about. Or all you did was take your own platform, teamwork, and sprinkle some AI on it and called it a day. Right? Like next week, I will absolutely show you guys the difference. I'll hunt them down. I'll show you guys the difference between ClickUp, and I'll just show you that, and you'll know whether or not your management software is good enough for that. And then, you know, HubSpot, take notes, because like that changes the game of project management entirely. If you haven't used it, it's like using this, very much like using this. I can use I can use all of the major AI models, meaning like all different variations of Claude, all different variations of GPT. I can use Gemini, and I can use Grok. I can use custom assistants. I can build my own. I can build my own agents. I can set up agents to automatically do stuff, obviously. I can build automations and have those running separately. And oh yeah, I can specifically query like my projects, my project folder. Like maybe I want to query all clients, or I can just query some, or I want to query my Google Drive, or I want to query my HubSpot. Yes, that's right. I can query HubSpot from ClickUp. Huh. So now what happens? Now instead of what Tech Stack Reimagined. Okay, this is why we have this show. Tech Stack Reimagined. You're in ClickUp. You can see and interact with your email, see and interact with your calendar, see and interact with all your clients, see and interact with your CRM. What else did you need? And you're in your project management software. So the last thing you need is see and interact with your accounting software. Now we're done. Right? And then if you have third-party integrations, fine, cool. You do that and you manage it through HubSpot. But that's it. That's your tech stack now. You don't even touch. Now, like, how many applications? You just took 6 applications off the table, right? And now you just talk to them. You don't even have to go open them up, anything. And you can use ClickUp on mobile. Imagine a smart company that thought right away, hey, we better have this on mobile because people are going to want to talk to their phones to get shit done. Come on, like, God, like, it's just, these problems are not difficult to figure out. It's so not difficult to figure out where you should be like rolling out your, if you're a company that is already controlling some type of infrastructure that businesses use, it's so not difficult. If it is, if you're having a hard time, just call me. Like, I have no problem. Dude, I'll hand it out for free. You know why? Because I would rather the quality of life than to sit there and bicker over dollars. Like, that's how much the quality of life means to me, that I would rather just make life easier and less stressful for everyone involved than to sit there and try to work out some sort of negotiation, contract. What are you going to pay me? Like, I don't give a shit. Just do it. Just like, Shia LaBeouf was right. Just do it. Right. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I can't rant anymore about it, honestly. Well, I mean, I could keep going all day long about it, because it's really sad. It's just sad to me. You guys are letting, like, I knew this was going to happen, that the piranha were going to come along and just chew the shit out of the whales like there was no tomorrow, because you guys are slow and fat. You don't know how to pivot properly. And even when you do pivot, you drop $1 billion in the wrong direction. And then all of a sudden your board members, shit bricks. And all of a sudden shareholders pull back. And now you're sitting there with your hands tied behind your back. And you're losing out to this tiny little company that's operating on, maybe $1 billion, and they can pivot like there's no tomorrow. So, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but except for the fact that, like, this stuff should be blatantly obvious. As soon as you see your competitor doing it, you should immediately shift maximum resources over to doing that thing. Like, it shouldn't even. It seems weird, because, like, a lot of people are saying, well, yeah, but then you go in this direction, and then all of a sudden you got to snap your neck and go in this other. That's the way it is. That's the way it is right now. Either you're going to be on the swivel and you're ready to move in whatever direction this stuff goes in, infrastructure wise, or you're dead because you stood still. Right. And that's what's going to happen to Scribe is over. Holy shit. You guys don't even have like automation and like, you guys are so fucked. It's so funny. There's so many companies out there that, like, you guys are massive and you have massive followings, but you're so slow that I'm really sure if you guys went and looked at the numbers, I bet your marketing teams aren't telling you that you have severe drop off and you're losing to competitors. And when you look up your competitors, I guarantee you're losing to competitors who have very nicely, very intuitively embedded AI products. And then I'll tell you guys that are trying to embed the AI products, stop saying that you're AI first. Stop saying that it's an AI-based platform. Stop doing that. You know what the easiest way to sell is? It's to just say, we have a smart platform that understands you and what you want to do and how you want to get it done. And it doesn't get in your way. That's it. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear the word frictionless, because that's what it's supposed to be, right? I, as an admin, I love ClickUp. I want to spend hours in that thing, building all these agents and doing all these configurations. Why? Because then I want to launch these things on the back end so that my colleagues have all this stuff getting done for them, and they don't even have to they don't have to touch it. It's just all, it's like magic. It's all just happening, right? And that's how the experience with AI in your software should be. It should feel like magic. You should, like, do this button, touch this thing, give a prompt, or not even have to, right? It would be awesome, right? If you can embed it in such a way that, again, it's just intuitive. It takes care of a particular shorthand task that you would otherwise want to take care of, right? It took Google how many months to come around to, like, proper summarizations of replies to emails? Right? And they own the email platform. They don't need your permission to go read through your emails. They already own that shit. It's not even a security thing. They own it, right? They could have had this right out the gate. Right out the gate, they could have had email summarization with the sickest replies possible. Why? Again, they own your inbox. So they could have had Gemini go search through all of the emails related to that email address, look at all of the ways in which you've talked to that person, and write a reply in the way that you normally talk to that person. It does it now. Now it's awesome. Okay, so it does it. Where have you been, dude? And I'm glad that it's here now, because now I don't have to go buy Fixer. Sorry, buddy. too costly too soon. So there's that to consider as well. If you're building an AI platform, stop lying. Stop lying. Like, you can't fool those of us who know. You can fool like the sheep, right? The sheeple, they're going to buy into it. But the reason that the usage is so amazing for Comet, and it's probably not going to cost them too much. Arvin's going to keep it free, right? He's going to try to keep it free for as long as he can. Look, I mean, realistically, you're going to use it, and then you're probably going to want to use some features that may be blocked behind like a pro level subscription. But otherwise, it's going to be free. And I'll bet you'll be able to use the assistant like 2-3 times or something like that for free per day, right? Because that's the way to do it. So if you're building a platform, 2 things, right? One, if you overprice it, you're going to lose us right away. The best way to possibly do it seems really, I'm not going to say it in this way. The best way to possibly do it is to quite literally offer all features free with just, and I know, insane usage. Okay. Why? Because you have given me maximum value right out the gate. You have given me the maximum value of your application. I know exactly what it can do now. Okay. Trying to like the day and age of, oh, well, if you want to see what it can really do, it's $4.99 a month. It's over. It's over. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to spend the money to see what it can really do, right? Because you're going to give me whatever, a third of the options that are available for free, and those options suck, and the options I want to use are paid, but I don't know how good those options are if I pay for them, so maybe I pay for them and they suck too. And now I'm out the money. So for me to be able to tell that you're a good product, and I'm not even joking, this is the way in which I shop for software nowadays. If you're not free out the gate, I'm not even going to bother. Okay. And the free just means all your features are free, but like I can only do 2 deep researches, or I can only do, 5 generated images, or like 2 generated songs, or whatever. But let me get a taste of the quality. Let me see what it's like. Because if there's no value behind it, why the hell would I want to pay for it in the first place? And for any of you saying that's ridiculous, it's a huge risk, my shareholders and my board members are never going to go for that shit. Oh, well, good luck, right? Like that's honestly all I can tell you is like, good luck, because it is very easy to do. And the only thing that's holding you back is, oh my gosh, actually having a product that's worthwhile and quality. Right?
Yep.
If your product has some value to it, and if it's actually like quality product, it won't matter that you're allowing people to use a little bit of it, right? Until they can get a feel for the rest of it. Because I don't know, like to me, I've seen it with so many, like all the new software companies that are coming out now. They're all just like, hey, yeah, you use it for free, right? And then you get like a little limitation on usage, but at least you get to see like, oh shit, like this is the potential. Like I can only imagine if I pay to unlock more of this potential, right? Like I loved making 10 minutes worth of video. I'll pay whatever 99 a month to be able to make, an hour of video, right? If the 10 minutes was really high quality, it was exactly what I wanted, it was easy to use, like all of that stuff, if it lined up and matched what it was, right? And those of you who are out there that have it already, just pay attention to your CRM. Seriously, right? So if you have a tool out there and it's like an image creator, go look at your CRM. Where's your audience coming from? Hone in on that audience. Why do they like your tool? What is it about your tool that they like? Don't send NPS surveys. Don't send CSATs. Stop it. They're so annoying. They're seriously really annoying. Hardly anybody wants to fill them out. We all know no one's getting the gift card. You just put that in there and it's like Vegas, like 0.00001%, and you can legally offer it. Okay. If you're gonna do that, give a gift card for everyone. Because you were gonna pay to have a survey done anyway. So at least instead of paying some middleman company that's probably gonna fuck it up, at least just buy the gift cards and send it out legit, right? Even if it's, I'll tell you this, You give me $5, I'll waste a minute. So you give me $10, I'll waste a couple minutes, right? Like pretty much give me $5 a minute and we're good, right? So yeah, if you're going to keep doing that, do it that way. But otherwise, just pay attention to your CRM, see where those people are coming from, track them down, see what they like. Go use things like Perplexity and deep research. And I don't know, take a look at what social channels they go to most, take a look at what platforms they visit most, take a look at, you can literally look at that stuff because you don't have to look at the actual people. What you can do is your CRM and AI together with, I don't know, ChatGPT plugin for HubSpot can help you actually define that demographic and create a persona for that demographic. And then it can go find like-minded people and it will show you exactly where they are. And instead of you wasting your time trying to say, our tool has to be for everybody. No, it doesn't. It just has to be for the people who really love it and find all of them and go sell it to them. That's a lot easier than trying to convince everybody that your tool is for them when it might not be. Salespeople hate cold calls and they hate cold emails because they know that the person on the other end probably doesn't want to buy what it is they're offering. And the reason it's called cold is because you don't know if that person's interested. So you know what you do? You spam down that list and all you end up doing is finding out how many people don't want your shit. That's
But
pretty
they
much
visited
it.
our website. They must be interested.
But they looked and they were on the
intent.
site for 7 seconds. They looked at the form and they filled it out halfway, but they didn't fill it out all the way. So send them an email. How can we target people that came to the site but didn't fill out a form? Get away from me. Get away from me. I came to your site and I looked at the form and I didn't fill it out for whatever reason. It doesn't matter. Stay away from me. I don't care. Stop harassing me. Right? You guys are doing like the equivalency of Wall Street, like vampires or something like that. Right? That I'm not interested in your product, but somehow you're going to come back and you're going to talk me into being interested in your product. Fuck out of here, man. Like it's 2025, guys. It's not 1940. You're not selling steak knives. Okay? Nobody cares about the free toaster. Like all of that stuff, it's got to die, go by the wayside. You got to realize that people are not as dumb as they used to be. Hate to tell you, the younger kids nowadays actually pretty smart, right? And the next generation smarter than that. You know why? Because they're growing up with geniuses in their pockets that they can talk to at any time that can tell them any answer. You know what I tell people the most when they tell me like, I don't know how to get started. Oh, like what do you do? Like, how do you get to know what you know? And how did you get to where you're at with AI? I pretended like I was 5 years old again. And I just kept asking questions, just like you guys saw us do like today, right? I didn't care whether it could do all the stuff that I prompted it with or if it couldn't, but I got to find out. Just be curious. Think like, I don't, critical thinking.
You didn't pay $50,000 for some MBA AI management program? That's
No.
not how you got? Oh, okay.
No, I didn't even take a free Microsoft certification course. I didn't take a Google certification course. I didn't take any bullshitification course, right? Did I take a prompting course? No, I went and I built a prompting GPT that's based on what? I don't know, like 15 docs of deep research data on PhD level written prompts from researchers, right? So like Perplexity level prompts, where with Perplexity, if you're doing deep research, you can quite literally tell it, I only want you to look at academic sources. You can also do this via prompt with GPT and with Claude. So you can only imagine what that looks like when I have Gemini, Claude, GPT, and Perplexity all researching the subject of prompt engineering in various different ways. By the way, I have a not a custom GPT, but a GPT project, which is a research team. And the job of that research team is to develop PhD level research questions or setups, basically frameworks. And they even answer the GPT and Claude rebuttal questions because they're really good at doing that. So yeah, it's, and again, it's like, well, how did you come up with doing that? It's like, okay, well, I'm pretty good at researching stuff, but I write really dumb questions, or I'm probably asking it in a dumb way that I should probably ask it in a better way because I'm not a professional like research person. But deep research represents a professional research team. So you wouldn't want to ask pros dumbass questions. They probably, I think about it as people in my mind. So I'm thinking about this research team, and I'm not going to walk in there and be like, how many carrots grow when farmers plant them? Right? No, like maybe I do want to know that, right? But that's probably the worst possible way to ask a research team to figure that out. So let me go build this bot that actually understands how to take dumb things like that and rephrase them into like genius level questions, right? And I got to tell you, when I look at I got to do this, just see. It's so fun to me, I guess, is like the shorthand for it.
I mean, it just comes down to like using the tools. Like,
it really does. It really does.
Without a bunch of expectations beyond, what would you have to say to the person next to you to get them to meaningfully give you a response? Like,
okay, so let's say, we'll just do deep research regular. Nothing special. It doesn't even matter. When I'm doing deep research, I use O3 because it's the most advanced reasoning model, and you're trying to figure out a reasoning-based question for the most part. So I have a research assistant, and their job is to come up with PhD level research questions, basically, for a team that's made up of AI agents. So it knows that these aren't real people. They're not going to be able to go look at books and things like that. They can go all over publicly available sources, keep your answers detailed and robust so as not to leave ambiguity, which is very important. When you deliver the reformatted request, do so with label canvas. It doesn't always do that. It might do it this time, but we'll see. All conversations assume the user's greeting. I forget. Sometimes I forget. I just jump in there and I'm like, hey, let's do this. So yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's meant to ask research questions, right? So you can do something. Look, it's not meant for like, if you're dumb, it makes you smart or something like that. I don't know. It's just like, if you don't really know how to query for something properly, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Sorry. I do actually usually do this. Hey, team. I use line breaks for GPT and Claude. Seems to work really, really well. Okay, so here's the upgraded PhD level of that. So research requests, right? Produce comprehensive, historically rigorous core research questions, proto-pizza. Like, I wasn't going to ask like this. I was just going to ask, hey, where did pizza come from? And how pizza Italy, right? Like, it was going to be Sorry, that's the way I look at myself answering, like saying that. I swear, I'm not making fun of anybody. That's legitimately when I ask dumb questions or I say that's a dumb question. That's the way it goes in my head. Unfortunately, grew up with Saturday morning cartoons. Yeah. So I'm just gonna chop that off at the top. Let me see if there's anything down at the bottom. Yep. Chop that off at the legs. Send that guy out. And then GPT always comes back with follow-ups. Claude does sometimes. Again, if you allow for ambiguity, it will. So to ensure most relevant stuff. Now, at this point, this is the researchers, right? So I just take it directly. I don't even have to do anything and worry about copy paste. Boom, just there you go. So great because it's like asking the research team what the researcher wanted anyway, right? So gives back their preferred parameters, scholarly voices and structure, visual materials if we need to include any, emphasis and framing. See, and again, like I go through this as example for other people, but so I go through it quickly is what I mean. if you're doing this personally, obviously you can review this. You can see if that's what you wanted. Maybe you add to it, and it's so easy to just be like, yeah, add this in here, or actually take that out, or whatever, like speak to this. But we don't care. So we're just going to copy paste. Go back. Great. So you can see, like, once I have these details, I'll launch the research. Great clarifying question, right? They talk to each other. So I don't have to worry about the rephrasing. I only have to rephrase once, chop once, and then we go from there, right? All right. And that's how I run deep researches. It's legit that simple, right? And if I'm going to go over to Gemini or something, I'll actually come back to the research team and say, like, can you reformat this for Claude? Asking about the same subject from a different perspective. Okay. And then you can even do it a third time and say, okay, can you reformat this for Gemini? And again, change the perspective to be different than the first and the second request, right? So you can start to gather this basically omni view of what it is that you're researching. Well, Nico, how did you think about that? I mean, it's tenet number 4. Always take it one step further, right? So if you can research from one angle, I wonder if you can research from another. It's honestly like, that's how my brain operates. So it's like, it's that simple for me. It's just like, oh shit, you can do this. I wonder if you can do that, right? And I don't know how to teach that to people, that, put it on a sticky note, I guess, and put it up on your monitor, that like, if you can do this, then maybe you can do that. I don't know. Like, I guess that might work, but that's how it is with language models. It is an infinite sea of possibility, is what it comes across as to me. And in an infinite sea of possibilities, holy shit, am I going to ask every question that comes through my brain, including, why is the sky blue, right? I'm just going to verify that it's a reflection of the ocean, up against the stratosphere, but I just got to know, right?
And then get AI to ask every related question.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, because this could have started with like, why pizza?
Right. Right.
And it would have given you some kind of answer. But
you know what's awesome about LLMs is just that, right? That you can go back. That's what I tell people, is like, the easiest way to get involved is to go back to being five years old and just asking questions, right? So this is something, I don't know if it'll work. This is a Richard Feynman example. A interviewer was once stupid enough to ask him a why question about magnets, and asked, why do magnets work? Okay. And Feynman was like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Okay. And so here's this thing. And this is what Feynman spoke about. He's like, he didn't necessarily answer the question. He was like, well, I can't, he's like, why do magnets work? He's like, it's the same thing to me as asking, why did grandma get hurt? Right. Oh, it turns out, well, grandma got hurt because she went to go outside and slipped and fell on some ice. Well, she slipped on ice. Well, now this is a very interesting thing, because here's a solid that's also a liquid, but it can also be a gas. And how does it go from a solid to being a liquid? And how did she slip? Well, it's called hydroplaning. And how does that happen? Well, it happens because the friction of her shoe on the ice happened to cause enough water to be there for just long enough that it's caused her entire shoe to float above the hard surface, and she actually lost her balance. Float above the hard surface, she must weigh at least 150 pounds. How could she possibly float above the hard surface on such a little, it just keeps going, right? If you don't at least stop at one place and say, oh, okay, I understand gravity. Okay, well, shit. All right, now we have somewhere where we can jump off, right? Yeah. So it's the same as asking, like, why do magnets work? It's like, well, you have to understand that it comes from electrons. Now, this is actually, no offense, I've watched a lot of his videos. I have great amount of respect for this man, more than a lot of people. This was a better answer than Feynman gave. Okay, because this is I immediately understand this. Like, in order to not understand this answer, you have to not know what electrons are. That's the only way you can't understand this. And it's so easy to go learn about what electrons are, because it's a non-ambiguous, this is what they are. There is no, like, as a result of, like, it's just, That's it. That's it. It is a basic building block of atomic structures, right? So it goes into, I mean, it's perfect because it starts out here, you know, you make the dough, here's the flour, right? Then you sprinkle a little, sprinkle a little salt in there, a little bit of pepper, whatever. And so that is, right? We talk about, when you ask scientists for the most part, like, why do magnets work? They'll tell you, it's because of, this is what Feynman said. You'd have to understand the theory behind magnetics, and you'd have to understand ferromagnetism, and that because it's iron, the electrons spin in a certain way, and they spin the opposite way on the other end. That was his beginning explanation to like why magnets work, right? It's like you couldn't even get to that without knowing this, right? So like, it's interesting to me because it's in the sense that you can just say, like, I don't know how tenet number 3 is it knows everything. So there is no question that I could ask that either it doesn't already know the answer to, or that I can't connect it to the internet to find the answer to it. And when I do that, now it's going to go look at multiple sources to make sure that the answer it comes back with is the actual answer, right? Can you verify answer? I do this with Claude a lot, actually. I ask it now because I have some doubts with Sonnet 4. I ask it to give me a probability of correctness when it comes back with some answers. "90 to 95% correct." I didn't mention any of this shit, by the way. It's as if it's acting as if I gave the answer. It doesn't realize that it's critiquing itself, which is a little odd.
Right.
Minor nuances not covered.
Sounds
So,
like
and then
this,
it's all,
this would be the things that people might learn in a deep research workshop of some sort.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think we're having one of those, right?
Maybe we should
I think
do
we're putting one of those on. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Cause like, I know there's a lot of you out there who like, you think you know your business, and you think you know your target audience, and you think you know how to best market to people, and you think you know how to best even start your business. I wish you got like, you guys need to. We're gonna definitely launch this, and we're gonna put it out there. And if you don't sign up for it, it's gonna be weird. If you are thinking about being a solopreneur, you'll lose your fucking mind at like how awesome this is. If you already own a business, you're going to lose your fucking mind at how awesome this is. Because I'm not even joking when I say that if you take this course, you will come away from it learning how to make millions of dollars. If you're interested in money, which I think most of you are, if you're interested in like quality care and customers, you will come away with millions of dollars worth of that knowledge. And you're definitely not going to have to pay that much. You are going to have to pay monies, but not that much, anywhere near that much. But yeah, it's we're gonna do it, and it's definitely going to be both. I think it's going to be mind altering, but also numbing. Like it's going to take you guys probably a minute to even like, oh, shit, that happened. It's going to actually seem, look, and feel like magic to you. I wish I was joking. Everyone I have done demos for in the last 2 weeks, I've met with a lot of different groups, met with an entrepreneur group the other day. Everybody loses their shit. I demo something for 10 minutes and people are just like, wow, that's you can do that shit? Like, that's crazy. It's like, yeah, of course you can. Like, sky's the limit now. All bets are off, right? And if you want to learn how to do that, and you want to learn how to actually like leverage it, not just like, other people might say, and I wish I could somehow come up with my own way of saying this. Oh, I did the other day. I don't know if this is going to catch on. I kind of want to start using this. It's the first marketing acronym that I've ever come up with, I think. I'm not sure if anybody else uses this, but basically I look at a metric that's called ATM. which is your actual target market, right? Because what most people go for is, I should say it's like your ATC, your actual target customer. Because what most people look for is their target market customer. Okay. What's the difference between these two things? They both say target. What the fuck? Yeah. One of them is, oh man, I wish we could get that guy because they have monies. Okay. Your target market is, oh shit, that's the market we want to target. That's where we want to be. That's where we want to live. Your actual target is what's in your CRM now. It's where your customers actually are. It's what they actually buy. It's why they actually buy from you. Okay. That's a completely different step. And we're going to show you how to see it. Yeah. We're going to show you how to get your customer lifetime value. We're going to show you what having a long-term relationship with your customer is worth to you versus the short-term deals that you think are worth more to you. Okay. So yeah, look for that. You know, I think there's so much more to come, and it's not even GPT-5 yet. You know what I mean? Like, I think what tops 2 more weeks. It's almost the end of July. So I'm pretty sure he did say summer. So it's got to be in the next 6 weeks, though I don't think he's that patient. So I'm sure it'll be the next 2. But yeah, it's been already an amazing summer tech-wise. It's going to continue to be an amazing summer. Again, for those of you who don't know, it's like a sleeping giant at this point, how many features are coming out. Image Gen 4 is out. Image Gen 4 Pro is also out now. But again, like it gets announced and the stuff's out there, but it's like there's so many features now that it's kind of crazy which features do you have to talk about. A year ago, 2 years ago, I was foaming at the mouth for a breakthrough a month. A year ago, I was pretty like blown away by like a breakthrough like every 3 weeks, like every 2 to 3 weeks. This year it's been every week, and it's really, I mean, there's a reason we started the Daily Show.
Every day, some weeks.
Every day.
More than once per day, some weeks.
We had 3 drops last week.
Yeah.
Right? So
and they are significant drops too. It's not just like, oh, a little bit of sugar here.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we're adding this complete level of functionality to the product.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So we're gonna be doing some stuff. I think the timeline. So I've been thinking about a boot camp for a while, and it's like behind value first, and it's like after inbound, I feel like will be the moment where people are just going to be freaking out about not being prepared for the change. So we're going to be doing some stuff post inbound, but also directly before inbound. We're talking about a data summit of some sort, and just we got to get you guys inside of these tools and inside of your data and the combination of those things and what it means and how to move around comfortably.
Yep.
Because if you can't do that, it doesn't matter what any of these tools can do for you. Like, and all it does take is 5 or 10 minutes of watching this happen and then connecting it for yourself and you typing on the keyboard or you speaking to the LLM to just get it. Like, that's the thing. We just need you to get it. Once you do, it's very obvious about how you move forward because you're a smart person. At the end of the day, you built a successful business. Anybody can learn this stuff. Anybody on your team can learn it. You just have to create the space for it. And I get it. You're got your nose to the grindstone every day, doing what you've been used to doing. Can't keep up with everything. That's why we're here. We're showing up every day on the Daily Show. We're going to get consistent with the Sunday show.
And here's what's super crazy to me. You know, like with this big shift that's coming, I think again, like a lot of I never finished the sentence, but the reason that Arvin is able to offer the open usage like that, if you were using O3 earlier this year, it was costing you $10 per million tokens. 2 months later, it now costs you $2 per million tokens. So 80% price reduction in the product to the end user. What other company do you know that has ever done that? Have you ever known a company that said, hey, you know what? We made the money back on the R&D and then some on those lawnmowers. Knock them down to like what they should be. Knock them down 50%. You ever known a company to do that and say like, yeah, you know what? We only need 5% margin on that thing now that we've already like cleared what we needed to. And it's not that OpenAI like cleared what they needed to or blah, blah, blah. It's just that they added more bandwidth on the back end, and the more bandwidth that they add, it lowers the cost because it lowers the amount of resources that are needed in order to do that. And the software gets better, so the software gets more efficient. Like it just keeps getting more efficient on their end, and higher efficiency on their end equals lower cost on your end, right? So like that trend is going to continue happening. I say that because if you're a partner out there, or if you're a business out there that charges by the project and doesn't charge by the hour, you're fine. Oddly enough, and this, you guys are probably going to, it's the craziest shit you've ever said. If you charge by the project, you don't really have to worry about like trying to adopt AI. Not really. You should, in order to save yourself time, in order to give your employees like better quality of life. Why don't you have to worry? Because you are already pricing based on value. You are already telling your customers, this is the price because that's what we're worth. Right? And honestly, hats off to you for those of you who figured it out and that's what you're charging, because it's amazing to do that. Right? Because those are your only two options. Well, they were. Now you have a third. Is either you charge what you think you're worth, or you charge what you think you're worth per hour, what you think the work is worth per hour, right? And the difference between the two for the average customer is, well, maybe they don't want to pay the upfront value of the project cost, right? They'd rather do the hourly. Okay, fine, we'll do the hourly. Well, what's it worth to you if I can get it done, if I can get whatever your project done is in like a day, right? It's worth XYZ. Okay, but what if it takes me a month? Well, now you're less likely to pay me, and maybe it's going to be a long drawn out thing, and you're going to wonder why it's taking a month and it wasn't actually done in a week and this other stuff, right? I'm not able to guarantee anything. You have no guarantees on anything. I can tell you up, down, and center that like, yeah, no, I can definitely get it done in XYZ hours. And then I can tell you later on, I hit a snag. Turns out it's going to require more hours. Right? Or I can just make you a promise and say, hey, this is the work that I'm going to do. We're going to be able to do it. We get it done. It's what's worth. Okay. And if I hit a snag, I just tell you, I just need a little more time, but not money. Because you already paid me for the job. I'm going to make sure the job's done right. And that's the way it's going to go. Right? And that's what's going to happen in the future, is either you're going to pay based on value, or you're going to pay, I mean, you're going to pay based on value one way or another. Either you're going to pay the cost up front, or you're going to end up paying some form of a usage cost, where you'll pay a base monthly fee, but it'll be seriously low. And then your usage, and that'll be what controls your cap, your usage cap, right? So like whatever, like Replit does, right? Like you get base tier, you get whatever cap of queries to the agent in dollar amount, right? And others, you get like amount of ask queries versus amount of agent queries, whatever. And your different tiers give you different like standard level of queries, because every number over that costs you whatever 0.006, like 0.6% or something, whatever it might be. So yeah, I don't know. Like the takeaways from today, I would say, are if you are in the business and you are trying to redesign something at the infrastructure level based on AI, probably stop, because there are already 5 titans, at least in the US, that will pass you up pretty soon. If you aren't, and you do want to maximize whatever functionality it is that you have, wrap it around it, pick an LLM or 2 or 3, wrap your software around it, and get to market as fast as you fucking can. Proof of concept to the market, fast, right? With that IP. file that IP and jump, right? Don't worry about it, because if you're first and people use it and they like it, they're going to talk about it and you're good. It's all that it's going to take in this market. It's not going to take advertising. I didn't find out about most, I mean, like the only advertised, which it wasn't, like I didn't even GPT, I did not find out from advertising. I found out from science newsletter that I was subscribed to, right? And they talked about this thing as generative pre-trained model and blah, blah, blah back in like 21. And they were like, oh, you know, they're looking to have breakthroughs, blah, blah. Almost every tool that I think we've used has been word of mouth. I saw advertisements for what we use on Facebook and other places well after we had started using them. I've only recently seen ads for 11 Labs. I've been using it for 2 years. So just get to market, okay? And then if you're building interface, think agent first. Think non-user first. Stop thinking about user first. Start thinking about non-user first, right? I know it's the weirdest damn thing ever, right? And it does involve things being more, it just involves things being more link based than like, I think now, right, we tend to rely on the user to go discover, and interface needs to go back to being obvious and intuitive.
Yeah.
Right? Not discover, because discover sucks. And especially when you're using like hidden side panels and now I have to rediscover all new icons on top of where they are in the menu and where they are in the stack. And then you've moved all my stack options around and everything too. And then you gave me a favorites thing, but it can only save 5, and then I can't sort it. So what the fuck's the point of that? So I never even use the favorites thing anyway. Like, you know, just make it obvious.
Yep.
And
All
then,
this just involves reimagining.
Yeah,
Like your product, your experience, how you go to market. All of this is changing, and we're here to help. That's why we're doing this stuff. Showing and telling. So until tomorrow morning, I guess, Nico.
Yeah. See you
All
guys
right.
then.
We'll see everybody next time.